Sorry for the interruption in the video. This is actually a re-upload of a video because I made it at the weekend when I wasn't in the best of moods and I made a mess of the audio. What can I say? I'm not exactly Steven Spielberg. Not exactly Hollywood either. If I was, I would be Jabba the Hutt there. And Winky Candy Princess. Oh shit, she's here. Hello. Is that for me? Thank you. It is. I was just about to be a bit pervy with you there. Say hello to everybody.
Alright.
Dropped a clanger there, didn't I, guys? But you lot can do an upvote and see if she will get the gold bikini below. Not for you guys, but it'll make my weekend. Before I run away, I do want to give a shout out to a couple of guys who saw the original video and kindly reached out with some levels of support that really lifted me up, and I am really pleased. So thank you guys. Dave Adams, Michael Probate, and a little special salute to the master of bad music, Martin Stone, in the Facebook group, but I'm still king. Anyway, thanks for the uplifts, guys. It really means a lot. So I'm now going to go back to watching Princess Leia in her best costume. And you guys can enjoy the video why I enjoy that one.
Hi. Yes, I am making Scruffy a copy. Because is he having a rant today? In fact, I might need chloroform for this one.
Hi, welcome to the channel. If you haven't been here before, you might want to strap yourself in, because trust me, what?
Down, yes.
No. Thank you very much.
It's fish and chips.
You did take me for fish and chips, and I've got Star Wars on there. So what else is going to happen? No, that'll be no then. So it's a totally bad day. Say hello to everybody.
I've already said hello.
Have you?
Hi.
That's good. For those of you who are now scratching your head and very confused, my name is Langers, and I am the Scruffy Trader. Coffee in hand, because we all know Scruffy likes a coffee. And normally I'll be having a bit of a parody and a bit of a joke at that point, because it's become a bit of a catchphrase. But today I can honestly say I am spitting teeth. And for those of you who are overseas, that means I'm incredibly annoyed. And that's probably why I've got Star Wars on my screen while I'm working. And I'm trying to calm my mind down. Being out for the day, one thing and another. And yes, you'll be sitting there scratching. Thought this was a trading channel. What on earth is going on? Well, let me put this into context. What I'm going to discuss today is I'm going to show you an income stream from YouTube, so you can just sort of see what I am paid. I'm going to touch on some emails that were sent to me that triggered it, and then I'm going to have a little chat about the failure rate and why some people make it as traders and others do not. And I'm just going to switch this advert off, because this tit here, right, is one of the reasons why I'm getting it in the neck. He's the one, you'll see it on the adverts all the time. I had $5,000 and now I have 7 million and I'm a sinner, and I'm going to show you the 7 sins that I made and save you the hassle. Follow my course, you scamming git. Well, let me just pause that. There he is there, so you can see it. 7 sins. They boil me up. Alright? And I never ever wanted to be one of them. I have got no desire to be a teacher. I do help people with one-to-ones, and I don't mind. And I'm lucky if I do 2 a month. All right. So I'm certainly not going to be making a living off that. Okay. I support a local charity because they supported my mother in her final days. And it makes approximately £60-70 a month. I match it and then I give it over into charity. I did a fund recently where I ran it up to £1,000 and gave it to them. All right? I do it because I feel good. It makes me better. All right? So this morning, woke up, joys of summer. I've had a wonderful couple of weeks. And there's a couple of emails in. Kind of triggered off from the video that I did last week. Obviously they've caught up to it and decided that I'm one of them. Unbelievable. I get them all the time. But that isn't what's triggered me today. What's triggered me today is one of those emails. But within the email they made a comment that only a certain group of people would know. You see, I no longer post publicly on any forum. I really don't. I used to be really active on quite a number of them. Trade to Win, Baby Pips, there was 12 or so other forums. And it used to be fun because when you're at the screen, you got a lot of time in your hands and you drink a lot of coffee. You have a tendency to reach out and have a chat, which is great. But then when people start figuring out that you actually pretty good at what you do, two things happen. You get those who want to try and emulate you and learn from you, and they're just genuinely curious and they want to be better traders. And then you get those who are basically built like Popeye.
You ding dong!
In other words, if you've never seen it, it's got a forearm like that, and the good reason why. That might have been a little hint, because trust me, no one's going to touch them but themselves. They go to the lowest denominator. And the thing in business and most other things in life, if you want to build a skyscraper, there's two ways to do it. If you want the tallest one, you either build it from the ground to the top, or you build yours and tear the other one down so that yours becomes the bigger. And sadly, this world is now becoming more balanced out to the fact that people would rather tear you down than build you up.
Ugh, make it stop!
And I don't understand that. I really don't. You know, I grew up in a household where you helped each other. You mucked in. Maybe it's a 70s mentality. I really don't know. But the mentality of today and the way people talk is alien to me. And I will never in a month of Sundays understand it. But I'm also a northern lad from Durham, contrary to belief by some of you morons. We are pretty straight down the line in the way we are, you know, and I certainly am. I don't suffer fools lightly, you know. Maybe that comes from being in business for a long time, where I've just had one idiot work for me after another. They don't last 2 minutes. If you're into work, I'll look after you. And every employee I've had that's been with me for a long time knows I looked after them. You know, I went well above what I should do as an employer, you know. But those who took the piss were just there to be lazy, get a shortcut. They didn't last long with me because I am wise enough to be able to see it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you these two emails and then I'm going to address them. Okay. So here you go.
You ding dong!
Give it to me again.
You ding dong!
Personally, I think you're a fucking idiot.
Now the first one, you know, sell out. How have I sold out? Because I've grown a YouTube channel that I just enjoy doing from a job that I absolutely love. If you think I have sold out and I am making a fortune off YouTube, you need to go back to school and learn how to do arithmetic. Because this is what a month's salary from YouTube is.
I hope you rot in hell, you loser! You suck!
You don't deserve a car!
A shade over £4. You know, 30,000 views, £4. That's all you get. You get next to out. And if you think I'm living off that, you are a moron. Alright? Then again, I know you're a moron because you wrote that in the first place. Second email is what hurt me. And it has hurt me to the point that I just begs belief. You see, I know I'm going to get comments saying, oh, just ignore them and concentrate on the trading. But believe it or not, that insults me as much as what these emails do. Because I know that those people are not interested in my thoughts, my vlog, or what I do. They just want something off me for nothing. And I know this because I see it in the Facebook group. And I'm going to touch on that in a second. Where they are what I call a gunner. Or I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Because I get it all the time. Oh, I'm going to contribute to your coffee fund. But can you just ask this? What you're really saying is, just give me something free. Because I am never going to pay into that coffee fund. So my response is, I'm going to answer your question. But while I'm talking on the coffee fund, I want to give a shout out to a couple of people. See, everybody seems to think I make a fortune off that. I make nothing off that. If it does £100 in a month, it is done incredibly well. Doesn't get anywhere near that. In the last 28 days, 4 people have contributed. Just 4. Alright. And one of those people I am going to apologise wholeheartedly to. And the other 3 I'm going to thank. You've got Roy, Nick and Lars. I really appreciate what you do. And trust me, it is heartfelt. And for the other guys that have done it earlier on in the month, I'm grateful to you guys as well. Those 3 got named just simply because it was last week and their names are in my mind. But I've got an apology to Aziz. I really hope I pronounced that correctly. Who dropped a donation in and asked a question if I'd make a video on market makers. And I haven't got around to do it yet. And he donated a fortnight ago. So I apologise. I will do it for you. And I'll definitely get it done this week. Because I feel I should. You asked the question. You paid a little bit of money for it. And I am honour bound to answer that. So, but I really apologise that I haven't got around to doing it. I haven't forgot. But I thank you for the donation. And I really apologise that I haven't pulled my finger out. It's just been a hectic 2 weeks. Sorry. Okay. But that brings me to why I mentioned the Facebook group and this email. You see, it said, I am now selling signals and delete comments. Now that one touched a nerve. Firstly, I do not sell signals. If you watch the video carefully, you'll see I was toying with doing a morning analysis, maybe once or twice a week, before I take a trade and upload that video so that you can see the trade after I've called it out, like I do in the Facebook group. I often tell the guys on a morning, oh, I'm trading the Aussie, I'm trading cable, or I'm going to trade DAX, whatever it happens to be. And then later on, I'll produce the video. And I do it because it's just part of the conversation within the group. And the idea of the Facebook group, because I've seen hundreds of them, was not to sell signals. It is an absolute no-no in there. It's the first rule of the group. No signals or courses to be sold of any kind. And that includes me. Because any guys who are in that group can drop a comment below, and I do employ you to drop a comment below, can testify I have never once sold anything in that group. And I never even mention it. I don't mention anything about the mentoring that I do. I don't mention nothing. And when I did mention I might put a strategy together, I got bombarded by the trolleys. And I thought, well, sod it. Why should I give my knowledge to these people. You know, it's just unrealistic. Then, on last week, I said I may do these analysis. They've misread it into thinking that I'm going to sell a signal service. I'm not. It's just something that I was going to put out. But if it ever did become that, I just either wouldn't do it or I'd put it on Patreon. Just so the trolleys can't have any access to my knowledge, because I am now getting really fed up with this. You know, I am trying to help and give something back. That is it. And I know this is a rant and you might switch off, which is fine, you know, but all you'll find is eventually I'll be switching all of the good videos off that enhance people, because I'm not going to be spoken to in this manner. And if you think it's correct, you need to get a grip. You genuinely do. And trust me, if you ever came down to the shop where I work and spend time with Winky, and you try and say that to me over the counter, there'll be a grip, all right, my hand round your neck. And trust me, I might be a trader sitting at a desk, but you don't want to get on the wrong side of me if you're in front of me. You've really pissed me off. Anyway, sorry. That's the northern boys side of working in Durham. What was I saying? Facebook group. Now, I did delete a comment this weekend which was based around signals. And then suddenly these emails come in. So that kind of tells me, hold on a second here. Is one of these from that group? And it's a small knit group. We try and help each other and talk and one thing and another. And I am pretty strict in the way that I am in there. You can marry on as much as you like, but the rules are simple. No selling, which I've said. No courting signal services. No bullying. Period. So if I see somebody bullying somebody else, don't care who you are, you've gone. If you're out there courting signal services, you are definitely gone. And the reason behind it is signals are dangerous. They are normally sales funnels to the likes of that clown behind me, where you're going to lose your money. And I genuinely don't believe in them. I really don't. So the other week, I was asked if I'd become a signal provider. And the numbers were pretty substantial, you know. It was into the £10,000 a month. Not to be sniffed at. But it goes against my integrity. Because I know then I would have sold out. And that's something I'm not prepared to do. And there's a lot of people out there seem to think that I make fortunes. I don't. I showed you my broker statement on a good month. And my salary is between 70 and 80,000 a year. Right? It's a good salary, don't get me wrong, and it gives me a good life. But that is all I need. I am not greedy, I'm not materialistic. I have walked millionaire shoes. When I had the factory, money meant nothing to me, not a bean. Did what I want, I flew business class, went around the world, you know. I didn't have one holiday a year, I had about 8. I used to burn out, but I worked 7 days a week, so I deserved it. But I didn't respect it. And when that collapsed, and boy did it collapse, I learned a lesson. And that lesson was to respect your job and respect how you get that job. And I know you scratch your head and you'll think, well, I don't understand that. You get your job because you put the work in and you educate yourself the correct way. But you put the work in. Nobody can do it for you. I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth, but I was brought up by two people, my mother and my grandmother, who instilled into me a work ethic. And that's all you need. You see, this is why I'm going to get onto the personality traits of a trader. I have sacrificed a lot to be a good trader. You know, time, a lot of money that most of you would never see. Almost risked my relationship with Winky because I was starting at 6 and finishing at 10 at night. You know, but I studied, I worked hard, and I did everything I could to understand it. And after all of that, I figured out simple is best. That's it. And you read any book, Warren Buffett's, the Sorrows of this world, simple is best. But they also state another fact. When they're employing prop traders or traders in general, they would rather have a competent idiot than a lazy genius. And that is very true in trading. You see, somebody who is competent but not very bright will outperform a genius that's lazy every time. And trading attracts all of this. So immediately you think, yes, I'm educated. Yes, I am a smart ass. But I can't be bothered. But I'm clever. So you think trading's easy because pressing a couple of buttons. No, it's not. Your competent idiot who finds the rules, follows those rules, and does it again the day after. Doesn't look for a shortcut. The genius will. Thinks there's a magic formula, a simple system that is XYZ equals ABC. Something like that. You know, they're looking for this all the time. But they're just complete idiots. And when it fails, because they think they are a cut above everybody else, they blame everybody else but themselves. And that's when you get emails like that. Or they just accuse you of being a scammer or whatever because they fail. Tearing the highest building down so theirs is taller. Something along them lines. It really is odd. And I do these rants every once in a while for no other reason than to get it off my chest. Some will see it to the end and they'll kind of understand what I'm driving at. Others will switch off as soon as they're not getting anything. And for those who have switched off, I really hope they never switch back on. Because eventually I'll just switch everything off. You know, they just really do wind me up. I live a good life. I have an excellent wife. I have a lovely family. And I wouldn't change it. You know, I'll do a video one day on how I became a trader, where I grew up right the way through. Just so you can see some of the struggles that I had. Because from the outside world, I had the perfect life. And when it collapsed, nobody wanted to know. You know, it's amazing how many wanted to know when you think you're earning a bob or two. And that's what's kind of happening now. You know, people see me and they know I'm pretty good at what I do, so they want some of it. But as soon as they have to part with anything that belongs to them, or they have a perception that's what's going to happen, suddenly they become the nasty, horrible cretins that they are. You know, and I'll never understand that. If you want something, you have to put the effort in. If you don't understand it, you're going to have to learn it. And if you can't learn it on your own, you're going to have to pay somebody to teach you. And unfortunately, that's just the way the world is. And if you're in it for a free ride, go get a job in Tesco's or McDonald's. Because trading is not for you. Trading costs a fortune. Not so much in money, but in time and sacrifice. And I have more scars than I need to care. And it's all through trading. But I love it. And I do it because I love it. And that's it. So little bit of a rant on a Sunday afternoon while I'm having my coffee and simmering down. Made a little video for the end, which we'll see if anybody actually watches it. Cheers me up all the time. It did have the original music on, but copyright says I'm not allowed to use that. So I had to take that off. But just a little couple of words on personality traits before I go. Just a few seconds. If you are wanting to be a trader, stop looking for the magic pill. Losing is part of the game. Learn to love to lose. And once you are comfortable losing, suddenly you'll find that you win. And most people will not understand that statement. And it's simple. It's managing risk. I kill trades every day very quickly. You know, as soon as I see that it's wrong, I'll kill it. If I think I'm half wrong, I'll half kill it. And then if it goes to my hard stop, then I was completely wrong. But I'm comfortable with it. And that's the thing, because I get asked all the time, you look so relaxed. I'm relaxed because I've done it a long time and I'm comfortable with the loss. Sometimes it can be £1,000, £2,000 that's lost, but it's still 2%. You know, my account is pretty big. I have a good size account, but it didn't get built in a week. It took years, and now I'm reaping the rewards of all that hard work. You know, my factory shut 4 years ago, and it's took me 4 years to get up to this level. All right, and in fact, it took longer because I was trading while I was in the factory. You know, so I don't know, guys. I think too many are looking for the shortcut and the easy ride, and those are the guys that are going to fail because they're watching this crap behind me. So take your time, learn to love to lose, and you'll find you'll be a winner. Alright? But please don't become one of these email trolls. If you don't get your own way and you spit your dummy out, fine. But spit your dummy out in the mirror. I don't need your grief. I ask you for nothing, and I expect nothing. I do this because I love it. Alright? And if you think I'm going to be driving a Range Rover because £4 came into my bank account from YouTube, I think you need to reevaluate what economics is. I can't afford a Range Rover. I would love one. It is my favouriteest car in the world. But I'm sensible. I drive a nice car and I aspire to own one. And yes, I may buy one that's second hand, but I'll work for it. I won't expect somebody to give it to me. And that's all I'm trying to do with this channel, is inspire you to work. And when you work hard, you get rewarded. But the key part of it is work. So yes, Sunday afternoon rant. I'm going to watch Star Wars and enjoy it. And markets are open tomorrow, guys, so I'll be making some money while the trolleys will be losing theirs. And if you don't like that, well, smoke it. But for those of you who support me and you like to see the channel grow, because trust me, it costs a lot of money to keep this channel running in time and equipment, because I was looking at some of the old ones. Boy, they were bad, weren't they? I'm not exactly Steven Spielberg, am I? Not exactly Brad Pitt either, but hey ho. But I do try, and that's it. I just try. So enjoy the coffee. Thanks for listening. For those who came to the end, enjoy the little snippet that I'm going to put on. And remember, guys, do what you love The money will follow.